Have you ever felt like something is just off? Maybe you've reached a point in life you expected to be full of peace and enjoyment. Perhaps with more free time. A lifetime of experiences behind you. And yet, there's this nagging feeling, a sense of dissatisfaction or even unhappiness you just can't shake. It's a painful reality that many people face as they get older. They might have a comfortable home, maybe wonderful grandchildren, but inside, there's this quiet ache, this feeling that happiness is just out of reach. They might think it's just a natural part of getting older, that this is just how it is now, that the best years are behind them. But what if that feeling isn't inevitable? What if it's not about what's happening to you, but about some simple, often unconscious, mistakes you might be making that are actually sabotaging your own happiness? It's not about big failures or dramatic events. It's about subtle shifts in perspective and habits that, over time, can build up and create a wall between you and the joy you deserve. The good news is, these aren't permanent conditions. They're mistakes you can learn to recognize and correct. In this video, we're going to explore 5 often shocking mistakes that many older people make without even realizing it. And more importantly, we'll talk about how to avoid them and start living with more joy and contentment right now. These aren't complex, overwhelming changes, but simple shifts in how you think and act that can have a profound impact. Make sure you watch all the way through, because I'll be sharing some crucial insights and practical steps that can make a real difference. And stay tuned till the very end for something that might surprise you and give you a whole new perspective on your later years. So, let's dive straight into the first surprising mistake, one that can quietly steal your happiness without you even realizing it. It's the mistake of not actively nurturing and prioritizing your social connections. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Well, I see my family sometimes, or I have a few friends. But the painful reality for many is that as life changes, maybe you've retired, your children have moved away, or sadly, you've lost a spouse or close friends. The natural opportunities for connections start to diminish, and it's easy to let that slide, to become comfortable in your routine at home. And before you know it, days turn into weeks, and weeks into months, where deep, meaningful connection is missing. This isn't just about feeling a bit lonely sometimes. Chronic isolation and loneliness are shocking in their impact. Research over the years has shown that feeling disconnected from others can be as harmful to your physical health as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Think about that for a moment. It's not just a feeling, it's a significant health risk, impacting everything from heart health to cognitive function. It erodes our sense of belonging, dampens our mood, and makes life feel much less vibrant. The shocking part is how often we treat connection as a nice-to-have rather than a fundamental human need. Like food or shelter, we assume it will just happen, or that we're too old to make new friends, or that reaching out might be bothersome. This is a mistake that destroys happiness because humans are wired for connection. We thrive when we feel seen, heard, and part of a community. No matter how small, when that's missing, a vital piece of our well-being is gone. But the wonderful thing is, this is completely within your power to change. It starts with a simple shift in mindset, recognizing that nurturing your relationships and seeking out connection is not selfish or optional. It's an essential act of self-care. You don't need dozens of friends, even a few deep, meaningful connections or regular positive interactions can make a world of difference. Think about it. Who do you enjoy talking to? Who makes you laugh? Who do you feel comfortable sharing with? If you feel like your social circle has shrunk, don't despair. There are so many ways to weave connection back into your life. It might feel a bit daunting at first, stepping outside your comfort zone, but it's truly worth it. Start small. Could you call a family member you haven't spoken to in a while just to say hello? Send an email or a card to an old friend. Sometimes, just hearing a friendly voice or getting a thoughtful message can brighten your whole day and theirs. Think about your interests. Do you enjoy reading? See if there's a local book club. Love gardening? Maybe there's a community garden or a gardening group. Are you passionate about a cause? Volunteering is a fantastic way to meet like-minded people and feel useful at the same time. Community centers often have classes, events, or social gatherings specifically for older adults. Taking a gentle exercise class, joining a choir, or even just becoming a regular at your local coffee shop can create opportunities for casual, friendly interactions that chip away at loneliness, even online, while being cautious. There are legitimate groups focused on hobbies or shared interests where you can connect with people from all over. It takes courage to put yourself out there, especially if you're feeling vulnerable. You might feel shy or worry you won't fit in. But remember, many people are feeling just as you are and are hoping for connection too. Sometimes, simply offering a smile, a kind word, or asking someone about themselves can be the start of a beautiful connection. Don't underestimate the power of small, regular interactions, chatting with the librarian, the person at the checkout counter, or your neighbor over the fence. These moments of human connection, even brief ones, add texture and warmth to life. Think about Mary, who felt increasingly isolated after her husband passed away. Her children lived far away, and her old friends were also facing their own challenges. She felt stuck at home, and the days felt long and empty. One day, she saw a flyer at the local library for a knit and natter group. She hadn't knitted in years and felt nervous walking in, but she took a deep breath and went. The women there were warm and welcoming. They didn't just knit, they shared stories, laughed, and supported each other. Mary started looking forward to that afternoon all week. It wasn't just about the knitting. It was about the feeling of being part of something, of sharing time and conversation with others. That one step completely changed the color of her week and helped lift the heavy cloud of loneliness she'd been living under. Building and maintaining connections is an ongoing practice. It requires effort, initiating contact, showing up, and being open. It's like tending a garden. It needs regular care to flourish. But the harvest a life rich with shared moments, understanding, laughter, and support. A life where happiness has fertile ground to grow. Don't make the mistake of letting your connections wither. Make them a priority. Now, while connection is absolutely vital, there's another subtle mistake many fall into, and it has a lot to do with where we choose to live in our minds. That leads us beautifully into the second mistake that can really chip away at your happiness: spending too much time living in the past or fixating on the future, instead of truly being present in the now. It's so easy to fall into this trap. The past can feel like a comfortable place, full of memories, maybe good ones that we long for again, or perhaps difficult ones that bring regret or what-ifs. We can get caught up in reminiscing to the point where the present feels dull in comparison. Or we can get stuck rehashing old hurts or mistakes. On the flip side, the future can feel like a source of constant worry. We might fret about our health, our finances, losing independence, or what might happen to our loved ones. We plan and prepare, which is responsible to a degree. But excessive worry is like paying interest on a debt you might never owe. The shocking truth here is that both dwelling on the past and fretting about the future steal the only real moment we ever have, the present. Happiness doesn't exist in yesterday or tomorrow. It exists in the simple moments of today. When your mind is constantly time traveling, you miss the beauty of the sunrise, the warmth of a cup of tea in your hands, the laughter of a loved one, the feeling of the breeze on your skin. You miss the richness of the actual life you are living right now. This constant mental activity creates anxiety, melancholy, and prevents you from finding contentment in your current circumstances. Whatever they may be, it destroys happiness by making you absent from your own life. So, how do you combat this? It starts with awareness. Notice when your mind is pulling you backward or forward. When you catch yourself rehashing an old conversation or worrying about a hypothetical future problem. Gently bring your mind back to the present moment. It takes practice, but it's a skill you can develop. Simple techniques like focusing on your breath for a few moments, really paying attention to the sensations in your body, or engaging fully with a simple task like washing the dishes or taking a walk can anchor you in the now. Another powerful tool is gratitude. Taking just a few moments each day to think about, or even jot down, a few things you are grateful for right now, no matter how small, shifts your focus from what's missing or what might go wrong to what is good and right in your life already. It's not about ignoring difficulties, but about cultivating an appreciation for the present moment's blessings. Accept the past for what it was, you learned from it, and approach the future with sensible preparation, but without letting fear consume your present peace. Focus on what you can influence today. Moving on to the third mistake, and this one is particularly surprising because it involves giving up on one of the most life-affirming activities there is: believing you are too old to learn and grow. There's this pervasive myth in our society that formal learning ends when you finish school or retire from your job. The painful reality is, stopping the process of learning and engaging your mind in new ways can lead to stagnation, boredom, and a feeling of becoming irrelevant. It's like deciding your brain is finished and putting it on a shelf. The shocking part is that your brain is incredibly capable of learning throughout your entire life. It thrives on new experiences and challenges. When you stop learning, you don't just stop gaining new knowledge. You risk losing some of the cognitive sharpness you have, and you close yourself off from new sources of joy, interest, and connection. This mistake destroys happiness because it shrinks your world and limits your potential for finding new passions and maintaining a vibrant, engaged mind. You might feel like you've seen and done it all, but the world is vast, and there are endless things to explore. So, how do you break free from this self-imposed limitation? Challenge the belief that you're too old. It's simply not true. Think about something you've always been curious about but never had the time for. Maybe it's a period of history, a foreign culture, how to paint with watercolors, how to play the piano, or even how to properly use that smartphone or tablet to connect with family and explore online. Learning doesn't have to mean going back to university. It can be as simple as deciding to learn about the birds in your garden, taking a free online course on a topic that sparks your interest, watching documentaries, listening to educational podcasts, or joining a group that focuses on a particular skill or hobby like pottery, woodworking, or creative writing. Libraries are fantastic resources for books and sometimes even classes or learning materials. Learning a new skill, whether it's a craft or a language, not only keeps your mind active, but also gives you a sense of accomplishment and can open doors to meeting new people who share your interests. Think about someone like Arthur, who retired and felt a bit lost. He'd always loved tinkering, but never had formal training. In his late 60s, he decided to take a woodworking class at the local community college. Just for fun. He discovered a real talent, found immense satisfaction in creating things with his hands, and bonded with the other students, ranging in age from their 20s to their 80s. Learning gave him a new purpose and reignited a spark in his life. Or consider Eleanor, who felt left behind by technology. She was nervous but signed up for a basic computer class for seniors. Now she emails her grandchildren, video calls her sister abroad, and explores interests online, feeling much more connected and capable. Embracing a mindset of lifelong learning keeps your mind sharp, your life interesting, and opens up new avenues for connection and personal satisfaction. Don't make the mistake of thinking your learning days are over. They're just beginning. Next, we'll talk about how we often let our physical selves down, which surprisingly impacts our happiness more than we think. So, following on from keeping our minds engaged and our lives present, the fourth surprising mistake is neglecting our physical health and, perhaps more subtly, accepting physical decline as an inevitable sentence rather than a challenge to manage and mitigate. Yes, as we get older, aches, stiffness, and slower recovery times can become more common. That's part of the journey. But the painful reality is when we decide that because we're older, there's nothing we can do about it. We might stop exercising, eat less healthily, or ignore persistent symptoms, assuming it's just old age. The shocking aspect of this mistake is how fundamentally our physical well-being underpins our mental and emotional happiness. It's incredibly hard to feel cheerful, energetic, or optimistic when your body feels weak, painful, or neglected. Giving up on your physical health prematurely strips away your ability to do the things you enjoy, reduces your independence, and limits your world. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy of decline that severely impacts your capacity for joy. You don't have to be an athlete, but believing you are powerless to influence your physical state is a mistake that directly impacts your happiness. The beautiful truth is, you have far more agency than you might think. It starts with a shift in perspective. Instead of focusing on limitations, focus on what you can do to maintain and improve your strength, balance, and flexibility. Simple movement is incredibly powerful. Walking is one of the best things you can do. Start with short strolls and gradually increase. Gentle stretching, chair exercises, Tai Chi, water aerobics, or even dancing in your living room to your favorite music can make a huge difference. Find activities you enjoy so it doesn't feel like a chore. Consistency, even in small amounts, is key. Listen to your body, but don't let fear of a little discomfort prevent you from moving at all. Nutrition also plays a vital role. It's not about restrictive dieting, but about fueling your body with wholesome foods, staying hydrated, and listening to its needs. Small changes, like adding more vegetables or ensuring you're drinking enough water, can impact your energy levels and how you feel overall. And importantly, stay connected with your healthcare providers. Regular checkups, discussing any new symptoms or concerns, and managing existing conditions proactive are crucial. Don't just accept symptoms as normal for your age. Explore options and treatments that can improve your quality of life. Prioritizing good sleep hygiene is also foundational. Rest is when your body repairs and recharges. Taking care of your physical self isn't vain. It's essential self-respect and a direct investment in your happiness and independence. Finally, we come to the fifth surprising mistake that can leave you feeling empty and disconnected, failing to cultivate or maintain a sense of purpose or meaning in your life. This is particularly common after major life transitions like retirement, or when family roles shift. When the structure and identity that work or raising children provided are gone, it's easy to feel adrift, like you're no longer needed or that your days lack direction. The painful reality is facing days that feel empty, routine, and devoid of a compelling reason to get up in the morning, which can lead to apathy, boredom, and a profound sense of unhappiness. The shocking part is that purpose is not something you retire from. It's a fundamental human need that continues throughout life. It's what gives our days meaning, provides motivation, and connects us to something larger than ourselves. Giving up on finding or pursuing a sense of purpose is perhaps one of the most significant ways we can sabotage our own happiness in later life. Life needs a why, something that engages your heart and mind and makes you feel like you are contributing or growing, or simply pursuing something you care about. The wonderful news is that purpose comes in countless forms, and it doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It can be small, personal, and deeply satisfying. Start by reflecting on what truly matters to you. What are your values? What activities do you enjoy so much that you lose track of time? What skills, knowledge, or wisdom have you gained throughout your life that you could share? Purpose can be found in helping others, volunteering at a local school, hospital, animal shelter, or community organization. It could be mentoring someone, formally or informally. It could be supporting family members or friends in ways that feel meaningful to you. Purpose can also be found in creative pursuits or hobbies: painting, writing, gardening, woodworking, playing music, crafting. Sharing these creations or skills with others adds another layer of meaning. Learning new things, as we discussed, can also be a powerful source of purpose, giving you a goal to work towards and keeping your mind vibrant. Think about contributing to your community, perhaps by joining a local committee or helping with neighborhood initiatives. For some, purpose might be found in spiritual practices or exploring philosophical questions. For others, the simple, profound purpose of caring for a beloved pet provides routine, companionship, and unconditional love. Documenting your family history or passing down traditions and stories to younger generations can also be a deeply meaningful endeavor. The key is finding something that resonates with you, something that makes you feel engaged, useful, and provides a reason to look forward to your days. These 5 mistakes: letting social connections slide, dwelling on the past or future, stopping learning and growth, neglecting your physical health, and not cultivating purpose, might seem distinct, but they are deeply interconnected. When you make an effort in one area, it often positively impacts the others. Nurturing connections can lead to shared activities and learning. Staying physically active gives you the energy to pursue hobbies and socialize. Finding purpose can introduce you to new people and keep your mind active. The crucial takeaway here is that while getting older brings changes, unhappiness is not an inevitable part of the package. These are common pitfalls, not permanent conditions. You have the wisdom, the experience, and the capacity to make conscious choices that steer you towards greater happiness and contentment. It's never too late to start, and even small, consistent steps can create significant positive change over time. Be patient and kind to yourself as you explore these areas. I hope this has given you some valuable insights into how you might be unintentionally blocking your own path to happiness. And more importantly, the power you have to change course. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which of these resonated most with you? What small step might you take starting today? Please share your ideas and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could help others in this community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel and lets me know I'm creating content that matters to you. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss future videos aimed at helping you live your fullest, happiest life. Thank you for watching and spending this time with me. Remember, your later years can truly be golden years, full of joy, meaning, and connection. Keep learning, keep connecting, keep moving, and keep seeking that spark of purpose. You deserve to live your best life, at every age,